does a whole transformation. He talking. All of this stuff is happening. And this is supposed to be a game, like you sitting there about to get your ass beat, and you gotta watch this whole cinematic. Cord.
Yo, what's good? Welcome back to Two Weebs in a Pod. I'm your host, Kevlar.
Yes, sir, and I am Sir Roland. Welcome back.
Yes, Two Weebs in a Pod, anime recap, review, spoiler alerts. Yeah, man. How you doing today, man?
Doing all right, man. Can't complain. How about yourself?
Good, good. Hey, we're gonna get just right to it. So I think today we're gonna talk about solo leveling, just recap those episodes so we can get to the main ones later in the season.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you have any anime news before we go on?
Small anime news. By the time this drops, the Bleach game already came out by Bandai. Go check it out. Heard his mixed reviews. So if you like fighting games or arena fighters like old school Naruto Storm, check it out.
Wait, you said when's that coming out?
It's already out.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Check that out. Alright, let's get on to it. So last time we left, we're talking about solo leveling episode 16, the second season. Sung Jinwoo was in a dungeon and then he just got caught by that woman hunter, I forgot her name, asking what he's about to do because he's about to just go raid it. He's supposed to be working as a E-ranked miner. Now we're on episode 17. This is what we're trained to do. Let's see. Details, alerts. Alright. Jinwoo stands in front of the dungeon boss's lair, sorely tempted to enter when Cha Hai-in's voice brings him back to his senses. He tells the S-rank hunter that he was lost, and she accepts the explanation. As he walks by her to return to the missing team, Cha gasps. She runs up to Jinwoo and inhales deeply. To his surprise, Cha has a supernatural sense of smell, and to her, all hunters reek except Jinwoo. He smells good. Jinwoo meets up with the other miners. They finish their hard day's work, chatting amiably with him about Cha and her sensitivity to other hunters. Jinwoo wonders if he smells different because he's the player. The miner's boss compliments Jinwoo on his hard work and offers him a permanent spot on his crew. Jinwoo politely declines but accepts one more job for the next day. Later that night, Cha calls the Hunters Guild to ask them to look into Jinwoo. The staffer on the phone says that guild leader Choi Jong-in had the same request, but the Hunters Association had mysteriously locked his file. Alright. Jinwoo reports to the mining boss the next morning. The crew smiles and greets him warmly, and he's reminded of the friend he had during the E-rank raid days. They make quick work of mining the C-rank dungeon and stop for a lunch break. Captain Son Ki-hoon, leader of the A-rank strike team, approaches the crew's boss. He asks if anyone will be willing to haul equipment during the raid because their carrier didn't show. Jinwoo volunteers. So Jinwoo think he's slick. This dungeon gate is massive but emits less magic, so it shouldn't be very dangerous. Ki-hoon tells Jinwoo the strike team, composed of 6 A ranks and 3 B ranks, confidently strides to the gate. Jinwoo gets an uneasy feeling when they enter the dungeon. The group's healer, noticing his discomfort, reassures him. Ki-hoon thinks about how he'll make captain after the boss is defeated, but stops in his tracks as he senses something ahead. Dungeon jackals strike from the shadows. The experienced hunters make quick work of them and notice that they're wearing collars. What could tame C-rank magic beasts? Jinwoo and the other hunters quickly discover the unfortunate answer. A troop of high orcs emerges from the passage ahead. These magic beasts are a match for the A-rank hunters, and there are so many that it's a struggle to defeat him. Jinwoo decides to lend a hand secretly. He saves their healer before helping finish off the rest, using his stealth to slow down the high orcs with some strategic slices. Yo, that was cold too. I remember that part.
I got a clip of it like playing in the background. Yeah, it's Sun Jin-woo is like slowly carrying this whole group. Yeah,
they don't even notice it.
Even noticing, yeah.
That was crazy. The hunters notice the high orcs slowing down, and while they don't know why, they'll take the win. One astute mage has spotted Jinwoo in stealth, but she decides to keep it secret. The group asks Cahoon if they should keep going into the dungeon, suggesting that they should get more hunters to be safe. Cahoon proves he's a level-headed leader by agreeing readily. But when they return to the gate, they're shocked to see it's blocked by a powerful barrier. The magic users think they can dispel it and get it to work, but when they begin to cast, the magic turns on them. It's a trap. Cahoon gasps as he turns to see an army of monstrous high orcs standing behind them. One sneering high orc steps forward. It shakes his head strangely, then opens its mouth. Words come forth from a disembodied voice, words that the hunters can't understand. His name is Kargaligan, it says, and he wants to meet the humans. His soldiers won't attack if they agree. Cahoon has no choice. He tells Jinwoo that he and the strike team are going to fight the boss, who will probably drop the barrier to focus on them. Jinwoo should use the chance to escape. They're willing to give their lives so he can get help from a strike team capable of closing the gate. The healer gives him her will to pass on to her family. Jinwoo was reminded of the double dungeon and the despair he felt inside, but this time his group isn't abandoning him. They're trying to save him. And outside the gate, Chaz comes to look for Jinwoo. She's surprised to hear he's inside. The strike team enters a massive hall flanked by high orcs on all sides. Kargaligan sits on a throne and bids them welcome with an ominous tone. That was episode 17.
Yeah, shout out to the. I like the point they made about, you know, this team is trying to save his life instead of, you know, straight up abandoning him like the first team. That kind of speaks to, you know, the upper ranks, you know, the B's and the C's and the D's. I said D's, the A's. So shout out to them for that.
Yo, yeah, that was nice because the other team straight was completely ready to leave Jinwoo.
That was crazy. And another point is Hunter Cha is feeling the kid already, so she already sniffed him down and wondering where he at and what he doing all of a sudden now. So she definitely, I mean, for him it seemed like.
You would think he's slick. He had that hormone infused ass cologne for loss.
Pheromones.
He put on. Yeah. He put that her loss on him before.
She don't usually act like this. That's jokes.
18. Don't look down on my guys is the title. Let's get to it. So, S-Rank Hunter Cha hides and stares in at the massive dungeon gate, wondering again why an E-Rank Hunter like Sung Jin-woo would want to go inside. She decides to go after him, but she didn't bring her armor or weapons along. The mining crew's boss awkwardly hands her a pickaxe and Cha enters the gate. That's crazy. Why? Why is she strapped? Like, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Meanwhile, the Hunters Guild strike team is surrounded by an army of agitated high orcs. If they escape the dungeon, the Hunters realize entire cities could be leveled. The dungeon boss, Kargaligan, taunts the Hunters and informs them their deaths will be entertainment for his soldiers. Captain Sun Cahoon rushes forward to attack. Kargaligan slams the helpless hunter into the ground repeatedly with gravity spells until Jinwoo catches him in midair. He He asks Cahoon for permission to kill the magic beast. The captain manages to whisper yes, and Jinwoo summons a shadow army. Yeah, he's about to die. Woo Jin Chul of the Hunters Association arrives at the gate. Part of his job is monitoring S-rank hunters, which now includes Jinwoo. The association measures the magic power of the dungeon again and discovers it's now high A rank, close to S rank. Back inside, Jinwoo isn't scared of the blustering Kargogan. His soldiers are even stronger after their time inside the Demon King's castle. The boss orders the attack, and the High Orc army versus the Shadow army fight begins. Iron, Igris, and Jinwoo take out several High Orcs by themselves, and the Strike Team hunters watch in shock. Kargogan attempts the same gravity spell on Jinwoo, who dodges them without a problem. The High Orc leader says he's going to win when Jinwoo runs out of magic power. Jinwoo still isn't bothered because he has something no one else does. MP potions. He claims that fallen High Orcs for his Shadow army and informs Kargogan that he'll be joining them soon. The dungeon boss feels fear for the first time as he recalls the command he heard in his head over and over again when he first arrived there. Hunt the humans. At the Hunters Guild headquarters, guild leader Choi Jong-in receives word about the gate and prepares to send reinforcements. The battle inside the dungeon continues as Igris, Iron, and Tank take on the High Orc. Lieutenants, the Strike Team hunters prepare to join in the fray. Kargogan curses them and tells them they're only there to watch. The dungeon boss finally rises from his throne and steps down to face Jinwoo.
That's the big three right there. Igris, Iron, and Tank. Yep. They holding shit down.
Kargogan casts a variety of curses on Jinwoo, all to no effect. He's got a passive skill that provides immunity to all toxic, abnormal conditions. And Jinwoo summons his magic casting shadows, which shatter the boss's protective shield and land a solid hit. Cha arrives in the main hall just in time to stare in shock, and Jinwoo's summoned army. She rushes over to the Strike Team. Cahoon, under the care of the group's healer, is going to be okay. None of them can make sense of what they're seeing. Kargogan, however, is big mad now. What? Is big mad now, literally. The dungeon boss casts strength and gigantification on himself, towering over Jinwoo. Jinwoo has bad memories of giants, and he says mildly, so he's a little annoyed. Kargogan unleashes magic attack after magic attack, but doesn't notice Jinwoo was behind him. The hunter takes out one of his eyes with a quick slice. Jinwoo uses telekinesis to grab a massive chain and wraps it around the enlarged High Orc. He uses it to pull Kargogan down to the ground. Woo enters the hall just as the dungeon boss falls. Child realizes that means Jinwoo is under the Hunters Association surveillance. Can't believe how strong he must be.
Yeah, he was saying, why make yourself a bigger target being a giant? And just,
yeah.
After that, you know.
Yup. As for the man of the hour, he sends Kargogan's own lieutenants, now part of his Shadow army, to finish off their former leader. Jinwoo then claims Kargogan for his own, giving him the name Tusk. He surveys his new soldiers with a smile. He's surprised to hear Woo's voice behind him. He was so caught up in extracting the shadows he didn't notice his arrival. The Strike Team begins to ask Jinwoo questions, but Woo steps in front of him and says that his status is top secret. Woo asks them to keep his abilities confidential. The hunters bow to thank Jinwoo for saving their lives. Cha blushes, a little embarrassed that she was standing there with a pickaxe. Like, yeah, what are you going to do with it, girl? I got this pickaxe. Later, at the Hunters Guild headquarters, Choi asks Cahoon if he thinks Jinwoo is more powerful than he is. They both know the answer is yes. Choi wants to recruit him into their guild. Yujin, who, however, wants the same thing. He meets Jinwoo for coffee to broach the subject. Elsewhere at the Hunters Association, the media is abuzz with the news that famous actor Lee Min-sung awakened as a hunter. He sits in a car with a smug smile, pleased with himself for having it all. That's the end of that chapter.
This dude at the actually, let's talk about the fight. Sun Jinwoo, like usual, locks in, summons big dogs, Igris, Iron, and Tank. Tank. and they get it done. I haven't seen. There is no it's kind of unfair a little bit, but even Sun Jin Woo summons don't even have competition. Everyone, they run across, even they're having like easy work to
Who?
Igris and like Iron.
Right.
Stomping on everything too. So it's kind of it was cool initially, but at some point I want more resistance. Something where it's like, yo, I'm down to my last summon is just me and Igris, or but it's easy wins. This is solo leveling, and we're here to report easy wins.
Yeah, the main character is kind of OP. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I think it's gonna build it up for when he does. When you feel the weight of the villain, of how strong they are when they start to struggle, then we'll be sweating.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for. I think a lot of people are hoping for. Yeah.
What was it?
I said I think a lot of people are hoping for that. Like a little struggle and somebody to actually meet him, strength wise, power wise, and be like, oh damn, he really holding his own. He whipping his ass. Something like that. So.
Yeah, I was nervous for a minute when he was beating that A rank silly. I was like, damn. But yeah, he gave a like no struggle.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. Oh, shall we move on? Solo level episode 19, the 10th S rank hunter.
Yeah.
Reporters gather restlessly outside the Hunters Association. S-rank hunter Baek Yoon-ho and Choi Jong-in arrive surprised and disinterested to find out that the press is waiting for famous actor Lee Min-sung to announce becoming a hunter. Baek and Choi are there. They try to get a word with Sung Jin-woo, who's scheduled to be confirmed as the country's newest S-rank hunter. They bicker about which of their guild Jin-woo should join. All wrong. They should have presented Jinwoo with the girls. He would have been with it because he always seemed to slide in when a girl is in trouble.
Yeah, I mean,
meanwhile, what was it? Meanwhile, at school, Jinwoo's sister Gina and her friend Song, you overhear their classmates gossip about Lee. He started his conference dramatically telling the gathered press that he's going to fulfill his fated destiny and become a hunter. In truth, he's just planning to dabble as a hunter long enough for his scandals to be forgotten before resuming his acting career. That's crazy. It's like, what scandals was he involved in? Old court in front of the association building, Jinwoo strolls up to the steps to enter for his reassessment. One of Lee's lackeys scolds him for interrupting the press conference, but Chairman Goh steps in and takes Jinwoo inside. Lee attempts to follow them to salvage the situation, but Woo Jin-chul blocks his entry. The actor tries to play the "Do you know who I am" card, but Woo is unfazed. I said, no, we do not care.
This dude is just not even a speck in the story. Get out
association
way, man.
An association staffer asks Jinwoo to confirm the nature of his abilities. Since the cat's already out of the bag, Jinwoo sighs and summons his entire shadow army. Baek, Choi, and waiting outside gasp when they sense his magic power. Jinwoo is given a new hunter's license, declaring him an S rank, the first one classified in 2 years. He's pleased he can now buy and sell magic items without raising any red flags. The Demon King's castle is in reach. That's crazy. He only got ranked so he could go on Facebook Marketplace to get some tools.
He needed to buy some goods, man.
That's crazy.
Hopefully now he's not so like low key with his abilities and stuff, right? Like it should be public knowledge at this point. Maybe he could start some fights in the beginning instead of the back end, but
Go gives Jinwoo a warm smile as he leaves the building. Choi and Baek try to talk to him, but Jinwoo walks by mumbling an apology. He's a walk past him, dudes. Choi starts to warn him not to open the door, but it's too late. The press has the 10th S-rank hunter in the country firmly in their sights. Back at school, Song Yi can't believe what she's seeing on her phone, and she shows an even more shocked Gina. Lee, meanwhile, is crushed that his thunder has been stolen. You think he's gonna turn to an op because of that? That's petty.
The
celebrity
dude.
Yeah.
I'm wondering. You know what? They made it seem like he was gonna be a big player, but I don't.
All right. Elsewhere, Eugene Ho apologizes to his father. Jinwoo declined his offer to join their guild because this is Jinwoo's sidekick. Okay, to join their guild, but because he's still focused on getting stronger, and asked Jinho to join him instead. His father is highly displeased that Jinho would be so selfish, but the young hunter wants to support his friend. Back at the Association building, Baek offers Jinwoo a ride to get away from the clamoring press. Jinwoo has it handled. He disappears in a flash of speed that not even Baek can see. Baek's stunned that his power seems to have increased. Is that even possible? Jinwoo's eager to go shopping. At the hunter's auction, the staff helps him find artifacts that protect against flame. A place named the Demon King's Castle is very hot. Obviously, he's shown a cape and a ring that should do the trick. He gasps at the price, however, and asks about a discount. The staff jokes that if he can shatter the magic glass, he can have them for free, and then panics when Jinwoo rears a hand back to do just that. Both are embarrassed and they apologize to each other. Jinwoo browses the store of weapons and realizes the items he buys for gold in his player store are worth a lot of money in the real world. The next morning, Gina looks out their apartment window and is relieved to see the press is gone. She scolds her brother for making a huge scene without warning her. The doorbell rings and it's Jinho reporting for duty as the trusty sidekick and maybe as a roommate since he moved out of his parents' house. Jinwoo plans to be gone for the next week and tasks some shadow soldiers to protect Gina and patrol the city while he's gone. Patrol the city? He Batman though?
Yo, he for sure Batman at this point. I like that he can deploy his shadows, like
right.
That's kind of cool,
Yeah.
And I guess shadows is attached to people kind of thing, so it's like it makes sense sort of, but
right.
That's something that it's just randomly, like he could do now, so that's kind of cool.
Not mad at it.
Yeah.
Who dons his new gear and enters the dungeon. A system message pops up with a quest to defeat the demon monarch baron on the highest floor of the castle. Jinwoo pumped and he heads to the 75th floor. Elsewhere, Jinho's parents discuss their son, and his father blacks out during their conversation. The doctor tells him that it's the first stage of eternal sleep disease. Damn. That ESD, which seems to be caused by exposure to too much magic power. Oh, I missed that.
Who would that be? His son? Or all the other hunters in the guild that he's kind of like...
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's old. I assumed it was because he's just old and been
around the
block, dungeons. Yeah. But it could be exacerbated by being around his son who's around Jinwoo too. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking about Jinwoo's mom. Like, she's exposed. So is that the only way you get the eternal sleep disease? Being exposed to a lot of magic?
Yeah, I guess we know. I guess we know that Son Jinwoo's pops is a monster, right? So he probably got crazy amounts of like magical energy. So if she was near him enough, she probably got a decent dose of that, and yeah, so that makes sense. So is that to say Sun Jin-woo is like, I guess his sister is kind of protected because she's like a E rank.
He don't even be around her. His sister don't even go in dungeons. That's our friend, right? That be going in dungeons.
Yeah.
Friend, it's like a classmate.
Yeah. So if she's if she's not a hunter, she might be getting affected by it. If Sun Jin-woo was if he was around more often, maybe. But
I mean, if he got hella, Spoil it, yeah, but we're not there yet. So, inside the dungeon, Jinwoo summons Tusk, his recently acquired soldier, to take on a giant magic beast. Tusk blasts away the monster in one attack. Days pass inside the dungeon as Jinwoo splits up his army to take on monsters. On the 80th floor, he starts losing soldiers and he goes to investigate. He finds and makes quick work of 3 demon knights with one more to go. That's the end of episode 19.
Good
So,
old
what you think?
cliffhanger.
Yeah. One more to go. He's in the Hell Dungeon Castle now. Remembering his main mission was to get the antidote to the sleep disease his mom has.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
pretty good. Getting on up there.
Mm-hmm. So far, so it's good. I think this solo leveling would have been a really good show to binge.
Yeah, hell
Cause
yeah.
week to
Have him
week
loaded up.
is killing me, man. I know it's
I'm
killing
sitting
everybody
there.
when they see him walking barefoot. At the end of the
Right.
episode,
The end
everybody
sequence.
pissed at that point. But
Yeah.
if shout out to the people that don't know anything about solo leveling and they just gonna see it like, oh wow, this is so great. Everything is just
Right. They get
flowing
to
right
binge
into
it
each other perfectly.
when the hype already died down. People
Mm-hmm.
could just watch it without being spoiled going
Yeah.
online. Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's good. Good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
So what else we want to do? Want to call it quits from there? Maybe look at some trailers, or should we go on, or what?
I think this is a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Next episode we can hit the next 3 episodes, and we'll be sort of caught up in the latest and greatest. And we'll
Mm-hmm.
probably do something a little creative for the finale. So stay tuned to that. And
Yeah.
I do have a video of, or I did have a video of. I thought I did. Hold on.
While you're looking for that, have you heard of any good solo leveling game adaptations yet?
No, not yet. That's still
Someone was
kind of
telling me about
fresh.
something in the comments on our TikTok page when I posted that short about
Hmm.
no one can name any 3 characters in solo leveling.
Yeah,
He's talking about some game. I was like, I haven't heard nobody else talk about it though.
yeah. I haven't heard of a solo leveling game just yet. That might be news. I'll dig into. I'm gonna just share this screen
Yeah.
and see if let's see, full screen. Huh. This is just a creator of mine I like watching occasionally. It's Afrosenju. He's playing the game Bleach Rebirth of Souls. I might just click through some of his videos, but um,
Shout out to Afrosenju.
there.
Uh,
Um, it's a good point. It's a good point he's mentioning here that I guess I don't want to really review the game, but no rank mode, which is kind of a bummer. So you kind of just play with your friends and that's about it. But let's skip to some gameplay. Looks pretty
uh,
cool. But they got all the good Bleach characters. It looks super good in
yeah.
terms of like animation wise. Like each fight looks like an anime fight to me. So I like it a lot. The only thing is I play fighting games, so it's kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Not the greatest
It's a
mechanic.
little mid.
Yeah, but for the fans, I can see why people like it. So
It's probably like the first time you have this. Really, was any of the Bleach characters in like Jump Force or anything?
I think Ichigo was maybe. I think
I think
only
so.
Ichigo.
That's pretty cool. I'm not mad at
Hmm.
it. I really need to catch up on Bleach. I say that every time, and I always forget to look at it.
Yeah,
But what about? Oh, what's that character? Was that Aizen where he be having you like a genjutsu? I know that's Naruto, but
yeah. It's
it
like
don't really be.
he show you his sword and it's over after that. Like you're caught up in his killer, mind control. I guess.
Right. I wonder if they could you do that in here? Can't really do in like a fighting style game though.
Yeah, I mean Eisen is for sure in here. Um, Let me see. So I don't know how much of this might be spoilers to you. You might not have gotten that far
That's
um, in
it's
in Bleach, but he does like one of Ichigo's like infamous moves and like just completely destroys the character. So, but look at this. This look like anime. You know what I'm
that's pretty.
saying?
It's
Like
pretty good. I'm not mad at it.
this is looking
I'm not
good.
mad at it.
Like so. Shout out to them, Bandai, for like making the game look like an anime fight. I think it's hard to kind of get that across and keep
Yeah.
a competitive like game mode at the same time. So they just went the route of just
Right.
entertainment,
Right.
which I think is cool. So
Yeah, man.
hopefully
Let us know in the
these.
comments what y'all think about this. Are you messing with it or not? I'm not mad at it.
Mm-hmm.
Ichigo.
I'll just show this. This does a whole transformation. He talking. All of this stuff is happening. And this is supposed to be a game, like you sitting there about to get your ass beat, and you gotta watch this whole cinematic.
POV of the other guy just sitting there looking.
And he just like pretty much one shots the opponent. So,
Damn.
mm-hmm.
Who's this character?
That's Ichigo.
Oh, damn.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's good stuff, man. A lot of good stuff going on there, and I'll end it with that. But,
It.
yeah, good stuff, man. So that's all we really got for news. Other than that, it's not anime related, but it is Japanese samurai, black samurai related. So another game came out called Assassin's Creed Shadows, and one of the main characters is supposed to be Black Samurai Yasuke. So that's another like ongoing, like news story, I guess. People talking about it.
Bro, I could have sworn that Ben came out, but it was just the discourse flared up when they first announced it.
Mm-hmm.
And now it just
Yeah,
came.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I was like, I thought they Ben released it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're kind of already familiar with the hate, and
Right.
yeah, it's like a mixed bag of hate. It's it's just people don't like that character for whatever reason, and for obvious reasons, I guess. And then
Right.
some people taking the approach that they don't like the gaming company, and this is like their last ditch effort to make a good game to kind of keep the business afloat. So I see
Oh,
comments like,
okay.
"Yo, this is like their last game. We should just not buy it," and maybe they go bankrupt or something like that. I'm like, ugh,
Damn.
that sounds terrible, but so
Yeah, damn, when's the last time I haven't played Assassin's Creed in a minute? I
mm-hmm.
like that they do the different
Time
time
period like
pieces.
pieces, yeah.
Yeah, I just see as they're just doing samurai stuff. You get to play as Yasuke. That's pretty
Yeah,
tight.
yeah. The other
I
main
wish they put it.
character is like a female assassin kind of thing. So you
Yeah,
get the
yeah,
best of both worlds. So it was,
yeah.
from what I've seen, it looks good. I'm also not that great of a Assassin's Creed
Right.
like gamer, so I was just kind of excited about Yasuke being around and people playing as him, which is cool. But that's about it.
Yeah. If they put Yasuke in what's the joint we like? Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm.
That would have been pretty hard.
Yo, in
You could
this
just
game,
have
when I
fun
see
with
the clips in this game, Yasuke is like noticeably bigger than all the other guys.
Right.
I'm like, yo, he's a monster, bro.
Just like Shaquille O'Neal and Samurai.
Mhm. Pretty much. I'm like, bro, he's doing crazy stuff. So it's cool.
I rocks with it. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, that's mainly it, man. It's been more of a gaming week than an anime week, but still good.
Alright, man. We've been Two Weebs in a Pod. Till next time, check us out on YouTube, all social medias, Two Weebs in a Pod. And we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Alright, we out of here.